Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. So first of all, this video is being prepared in conducting the video presentation for group assignment 1 in international banking subject BWBB3033. So we are from group 11A, and in this video we'll be discussing about the financial system in France. Our group members consist of 5 members. The first one is Nurdini Shamimi binti Mi Anwar. The second is Khairul Nisa binti Abdullah Sani. The third one is me, Tasha binti Malaranggeng. The fourth is Hana anak perempuan S. Season Mugam. And the last member is Shalini anak perempuan Narayana Murthy. So in this topic, there will be 4 main contents that will be discussed. The first one is the country background. Second is the structure of financial system, followed by the structure of banking system. And the last is about the market penetration. So here I will be explaining about the first main content, which is the country background of France. As the largest country in Western Europe today, France was officially named as French Republic. So the origin of the word France was founded during the 5th century, where there is a group of Germanic tribes, which also called as Franks. So the Franks has won a war and then become the conqueror of a land. Since they have conquered the land, so the land was named after them, which is the land of France. And in French language, they call it as Francia. So the origin of the word France is from the word Francia during the 5th century. So as widely recognized, widely known, the capital city of France was Paris. Usually around the European countries, they call it as Ville Lumière or the City of Light. So the population of France shown in the latest data of July 2022 was almost around 65 million population. The country also known to be use French as their official language and Euro for their official currency. So France was also recognized as the leader among other European countries. It is because France has hold a member of many multilateral organizations globally, such as in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization (NATO), in the European Union (EU), in the United Nations Security Council, being a member in the G7 country and also the G20 country. So in economic perspective, France also categorized as one of the major economic powers across the world, alongside with other countries such as United States, Germany, United Kingdom, Italy, and as well as Japan. And last but not least, France also to be known to establish their economy in a mixed economy with the government intervening in their country's development. So that's all from me. Thank you.
An institution that allows the exchange of money is known as financial system. France also has structure in financial system. My name is Hannah, my metric number is 281685, and today I will be continuing the structure of financial system in France. Firstly, financial institution. France has 3 financial institutions: banking institution, insurance institution, and investment institution. Banking institution has 2 payment services in France, which is payment initiation and account information services. Banking institutions also have strengthened their internal anti-money laundering and anti-money terrorist policies. Next is insurance institution. This insurance institution aims to harmonize the national rules governing access to insurance and reinsurance sales. They have emphasized pre-contractual disclosure requirements, product control, avoidance of conflicts of interest, and regular dealer training. Last financial institution is investment institution. This investment institution provide independent investment advice and portfolio management services. First structure of France in financial system was financial institution. Now we'll talk about the financial market in France. Firstly is Euronext Paris. Euronext Paris is one of the largest exchange in Europe, and it offers various trading and post-trade services. Secondly is other financial markets. French Forex, which is the foreign exchange market, is now ranked 9 globally. It has French government bonds. These bonds are significant global investment. Last in France financial market is the payment method, which is the payment system. First is bank cards. 57% of French consumers prefer to use a debit or credit card. It is referred as carte bancaire. Next payment method is bank transfers. It is chosen mostly when making large or frequent payments. Moving on to cash method. However, in this cash method, there is a limit on how much the French may spend. French citizens are only allowed to spend up to 1,000 euros in cash. That is all from me. Now I'll pass it to the next presenter.
In 1984, the French banking sector underwent a comprehensive structural change that eliminated the majority of the differentiation between merchant banks and commercial banks and placed most financial firms under a single regulatory structure. These commercial banks provide all traditional financial tools such as short, medium, and long-term loans. Commercial banks also aid in public issues of corporate bonds and stock as well as acquisitions, takeovers, and mergers. Banks provide currency hedging services and rate of interest. This new banking method is also intended at insurance activities. It has expanded the scope of banking activities varying from deposit collection to French economic financing without overlooking the importance of marketing insurance, which typically involves market activities such as purchases and sales of financial assets. Indeed, French banks have broadened their activities and pioneered a new financial idea known as universal banks. To protect clients against banking risk, the legislation mandates adherence to the law in favor of customers. For instance, customers will be safeguarded in the case of a financial markets crisis. Universal banks are big financial conglomerates comprised of both investment and retail banks. Investment banks, which are involved in the financial markets, play an important role in recovering the economy. Its statuses define its missions, which are to drive French monetary strategy, guarantee monetary sustainability, as well as provide services to corporations, medium-sized and small companies and families. However, it is only used for modest quantities, generally only about 20 euros, and bank deposits for just 15% of all French transactions in terms of value. Cash is still widely used in France for a variety of transactions, accounting for slightly more than half of all transactions. Although the use of credit cards is not widely used, MasterCard, American Express, and Visa are recommended and preferred for major internet purchases. According to 2014 survey, well over 94% of French citizens over the age of 15 do have CB card. CB cards are often distributed when you open an account with a French bank. 3.1.1 General Purpose Credit Institution. Banks may also engage in foreign exchange transactions, coin transactions, precious metal, and gold, consulting services for corporations and individual clients, non-banking operations, equity investment, and so on. These institutions may conduct any sort of banking activity, including the unrestricted reception of cash from the public, credit activities, and the supply of means of payment. 3.1.2 Specialized credit institutions. Then, financial firm engage in one or more specialized operations, the most popular of which are corporate loans, sureties, leasing finance, consumer loans, guarantees, and factoring. Finally, specialist financial institutions are organizations that the government has tasked with a continuous public interest mission, including such regional development, small company funding, or real estate financing. 3.1.3 Investment service providers. Investing service providers may perform the following activities: market order receiving and transmission, order execution for third parties dealing on their own account, and portfolio management for third parties. Third-party custodial and administrative support financial instruments, as well as wealth management advice services, may be provided by investment service providers. The ACP authorizes investment service providers apart from portfolio management firms, which are regulated by authorized disintermediated financiers, as well as France's market regulator AMF. The banking industry employs about 500,000 people, making it France's third largest private employer. It contributes 3.3% of France's GDP with 1.6% of the workforce. Here are the top 5 French banks. Firstly, BNP Paribas. BNP Paribas is one of the world's safest financial companies, with a net banking income (NBI) exceeding 42 billion euros in 2012. NBI is defined as the disparity between bank operations income and costs excluding bad debt interest. It quantifies the distinctive contribution of institutions to national wealth, which may be linked to the added value created by non-financial firms. Second, Le Groupe Crédit Agricole. Le Groupe Crédit Agricole, with an NBI of 35.1 billion euro during 2012, mostly due to its retail banking network, which is the greatest in France. Retail banking is conventional mass market banks in which individual clients utilize local branches of bigger commercial banks. Crédit Agricole remained to be significantly and negatively associated in 2012 as a result of the economic difficulties, with a loss of approximately 3 billion euro throughout the third quarter. In addition, the bank separated from the Spanish institution Bankinter, resulting in a 193 million euro accounting loss. Third, La Societe Generale. In 2012, the NBI was 25.6 billion euros. Societe Generale has subsidiaries in numerous European countries, including Romania, Slovenia, Cyprus, Macedonia, Albania, Montenegro, Georgia, Moldavia, Bulgaria, Luxembourg, Croatia, and Czech Republic. However, due to the economic downturn, the bank was forced to restructure itself through the utilization of selling activities. 4. Le Groupe BPCE. In 2012, the NBI was 23.5 billion euros. Caisse Nationale des Caisses d'Épargne (CNCE) and Banque Fédérale des Banques Population (BFBP) merged in 2009 to form Caisse Nationale des Caisses d'Épargne (BFBP), which has more than 8,200 branches countrywide and serves almost 40 million clients. The Caisse d'Épargne, a group company, is a stakeholder in Natixis, an investment bank that began in 2006, somewhat on delinquent market in the USA, with a booster credit that had to be financed by a recapitalization. Last but not least, Le Crédit Mutuel. In 2012, the NBI was 11.1 billion euros. Credit Mutuel purchased Citigroup's German branch network in 2008 and renamed it Targo Bank. The concept of bancassurance is now well established in France and refers to a reality, ownership of the insurance business by banks that is not only distribution of life insurance and non-life insurance, but also control, typically through captive banking system in France subsidiaries of the entire industry. The big banks have grown all banking activities concurrently and hence appear to be capable of meeting all development potential, notably in the insurance sector. In general, the French financial system is controlled by European and international legislation. In contrast to the European banking system, as we have shown, since the European banking industry does not exist now and is not only works because of the emphasis placed on it by investors, rating agencies, and global financial markets, this ratio has played an important role in the finance system of banks.
Hi, my name is Nordini Shamini binti Mi Anwar and my matric number is 280167. So I will explain about the advantages and disadvantages if Malaysian banks penetrate in France market. The first advantages if Malaysian bank penetrate in France market is the development of cooperation between Malaysia and France. For example, a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) was signed by Bank Negara Malaysia and Bank de France in October 2010 to improve the Islamic finance sector in Malaysia and France. So, these two nations can boost cross-border financial operation, including the consistent use of cross-border Islamic financial transaction. The second advantages is Bank Negara Malaysia can access new customer. When entering the international market, Malaysian bank can introduce the products and services carried out to local population there by product launches. By doing so, Malaysian bank could indirectly gain their support and get more new clients who use our services abroad. And the third advantages is it can protect themselves from economic downturns. So regardless of how well their company is doing right now, there is no assurance that the good times will continue. So in the event that the economy declines, this could help Malaysian banks survive some rough patches and make up for losses that we encounter. Now let's move to the disadvantages. The first disadvantages if we penetrate the France market is it can raise Bank Malaysia's operating expense. This is because there will be setup costs such as rent, electricity, and even obligation to personnel. The cost of living in France is higher than Malaysia. And the next disadvantages is political risk. Political risk is the potential for government instability or interference in corporate affairs to harm domestic operation. The second disadvantages is political risk. Political risk is the potential for government instability or interference in corporate affairs to harm domestic operation. In exceptional circumstances, a country's government may remove the asset of a company in that country. So, Bank Malaysia must be prepared for any eventuality as it will have a significant impact on the country's economy. Last but not least, the disadvantages if Bank Malaysia penetrate the France market is cultural. For example, few suppliers and supervisors speak in French, so the employees who working there must speak French so that they can do their job easily. Moreover, the French value formality and are incredibly proud of their heritage and language. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, myself Shalina Ranmute and my metric number is 289980. So today I will be explaining about the risks and challenges in French market penetration. From an economic standpoint, France is one of the great economic powers on the globe. As for the Malaysian banking system, they have the potential to penetrate French market, but there are some risks and challenges they have to face. First, let's look into the penetration risk in French market. As we all know, French financial system was able to mitigate the geopolitical shock caused by the Russia and Ukraine conflict. However, there were some indirect exposures that affected the French financial and banking system. The first risk is credit risk, or can call as default risk, which involve of borrowing money. French banks are now in great danger to financial stability due to the weakening growth prospect and rising market volatility. There are some corporate sectors affected by the energy crisis and facing liquidity challenges. This will expose French banking systems to credit risks since many corporates are running with the help of French financial system. Next is currency risk. Currency risk which comes from several factors such as changes in interest rate and monetary policies which could change the value of money they have. France had less impact than majority of Euro countries due to its lower reliance on Russian gas and a robust, though expensive policy response, but it is still dealing with high inflation and dramatic downturn in economic activity. Followed by the foreign investment risk, shifting international investment conditions, which may expose business and people to foreign investment risk. Not only that, foreign investment risk can be brought by the price fluctuations as a result of market difference, political difference, natural disasters, and more. This is because after recovering from COVID epidemic, France was hit by the energy crisis caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Debt load might increase as a result of inflation and rising interest rate also. Next is market risk. Market risk linked to the macroeconomic downturn. Market interest rate will increase as long as inflation continues because planned monetary policy normalization is required to maintain the price stability. French banks earned stronger earnings at the start of 2022, but their prospects are dimming due to the deteriorating economic growth and rising credit risk in industries affected by the power and price increases. Some of these consequences may be countered by the increased net interest margin as a result of rising interest rates, but the overall impact is expected to be the bank specifically. Furthermore, its cyber risk is a subset of operational risk that is associated with the information system. It is any risk of financial loss, economic disruptions, or damage to a company reputation resulting from the breakdown of its information technology system. The health crisis had led to an increase in the use of remote working tools, which has increased the number of organizations vulnerable to IT attacks, while the conflict between Russia and Ukraine has given the threat considerable relevance. Although the French financial system has not yet experienced major event, cyber risk must be managed with the utmost care today by more than ever. Next, let's look into the challenges in penetrating French market. Difference between French and Malaysian banking system. The banking system in France is stable and well organized. The French financial system is operating well compared to its Malaysian banking system. Therefore, it is important for Malaysian banking system to improve its performance and maintain higher level financial stability before penetrating French market. Next is challenging environment. Malaysian banking system and French banking system has vastly different environment. Examples like a difference in languages, regulations, cultures, and more. Therefore, it is important for Malaysian banking system to examine the French banking system environment before penetrating French market.